name is Candace Carpenter. I am the head of the legal team for Develop, Don't Destroy Brooklyn. I agree with what Joanne Simon said about the process, and that the purpose of this process is to note the negative impacts. But it is also the purpose of the process, as she suggested, that ESDC is required to consider alternatives. And alternative developers is an important way that this project could completely change. We understand the project has to go forward. We understand that there is property that's been taken by eminent domain. We realize that they've raised 3/4 of the neighborhood, but this does not mean that it has to be a single developer. And the alternative should have, but was not studied. So, Mr. Adams, I'm going to tell you now, the alternatives need to be studied before this final environmental impact statement comes out, or ESDC is going to have a problem. You cannot say that because you have a contract with Ratner, as Joanne suggested, that you therefore can't possibly consider an alternative developer when the basis of that contract was an illegal SEIS. Also, if my 20-year-old daughter could look at this contract and tell you how many different ways Forest City Ratner has breached it. So it would be very simple for you to get out of this contract if you chose to. So to say that you're not going to consider alternatives because you have a contract is basically trying to find the easy way out. You also mentioned in your in the SEIS, the draft SEIS, that because Forest City Ratner owns so much land that in this project that it would be impossible to give it to another developer. Well, I have an idea for you. Eminent domain. Take it back. Okay? There's no reason, and as Daniel pointed out, if you get down to the crux of it, at this point in time, you cannot honestly say there's a reason for the rest of this project. This project was to eliminate blight. By your own SEIS, blight has been eliminated, if it ever existed. Therefore, to go to the second phase of this project, particularly in the manner you are looking to go through it, is absurd in several different respects. If I were to paint this building that we're sitting in, I would not hire a single man to do that. I would hire a team. I would hire many men to paint this building. I wouldn't block the building off and say, we're painting, we only have one man to do it, so it will take 25 years. I would hire many painters. I would hire many developers, and they could build side by side with their separate funding streams, with their separate sources of financing and securities, and that way the project would get built in time that would make sense for the neighborhood, that would give the neighborhood the benefits that they deserve and that they've been promised for, at this point, over 10 years. Thank you.